Coccidiosis in poultry. Welcome to Biology Farms. Today I want to look at the deadly disease which we call coccidiosis, mainly known as blood diarrhea. Okay, this disease is very common, especially during the home season. Okay, that's when you experience a lot in broilers, village chickens, as well as in layers. Okay, but it is very common in broilers. Okay, it is very common in broilers during the the home season. Okay, now how can you know that my birds are attacked by coccidiosis? Okay, so the best sign is this. Okay, so during the early stages of coccidiosis, you find the brown stew, and when it advances, you find this blood diarrhea. Okay, so these are the common signs which you can find, or which you can know that your birds are being attacked by coccidiosis. Okay, now how does it come about? Okay, so the first thing that brings this coccidiosis is the wet conditions. Okay, so if the litter or the bedding material is always wet, okay, it will attract bacterial agents that cause this infection. Okay, so when they are feeding on the wet material, this diarrhea comes. Okay, so this blood diarrhea comes. So this bacteria enters the system, or the food system of the birds, and they start making the sores. Okay, the wound. Okay, they cause the wound. That's why you find blood diarrhea. Now, how can you treat this diarrhea? So you can use actually amprolium. So this amprolium can be used during the prevention as well as during the treatment. Okay, so you can use for treatment as well, you can use it for prevention. Apart from that, you can use ESB3, or also known as sulfur-chlorine sodium monohydrate. So this is the composition of ESB3, and you can use this. It is very effective. Another effective antibiotic you can use is 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍𝐻, also known as it contains sulfur-quinoxaline and 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. Okay, so these are the composition of this antibiotic. Another antibiotic that you can use, this powerful antibiotic, is the one which they call Ivory Cox, and the composition is that sulfadimethyl sodium, diarrhearidine, vitamin K3 and vitamin A. So that is the composition. And the last one, which is most powerful and the best, is 𝗏𝗏. Okay, so this contains a lot of the ones that we mentioned. So sulfadimethyl sodium, sulfur whatever. So it contains a lot of other antibiotics. So it's a combination of a lot of active ingredients. So you can use 𝗏𝗏 as the best option. And after administering the medication for 5 to 7 days, you can now administer Amylite or any multivitamin supplement in their drinking water for 2 days or 3 days. Okay, so that it supports their treatment. Now, if you want to go organically, you can use organic methods. Okay, there are a lot of available options, and today I want to talk about 4 options that you can use to treat coccidiosis in your poultry organically. If you don't want to use antibiotics, know that antibiotics, synthetic antibiotics, are very quick to fight the disease. But if you want just to go organically, especially if the situation is not so severe, you can use, number one, you can use aloe vera. So aloe vera, this is the very powerful immune booster, and also it treats coccidiosis. So what you do is you just chop it into pieces, smaller pieces, then you blend. Okay, so you blend it using a blender, or you can just use a mortar to crush the leaves so that the gel is exposed. Okay, so you can use a blender to blend, or you can use any tool that you can use to crush these leaves so that you can put in the chicken's drinking water. So there is no specific dosage. Okay, so just put what you can see that is enough for the chickens. Okay, you can administer for a couple of days. Okay, maybe 5 to 7 days. Apart from that, you can use pawpaw leaves. Okay, it's also a powerful coccidiosis treatment, able treatment that you can use. So just harvest the pawpaw leaves, wash them thoroughly, and crush them or pound them. Okay, or blend them and put in the chicken's drinking water. Okay, so for 5 to 7 days, and your chickens will be actually treated. Okay, apart from that, you can use garlic. Okay, garlic is also a very powerful able or organic medication or option that you can use. Okay, just get the garlic bulbs or bulbs and crush them, blend them. Okay, and put in the chicken's drinking water. Okay, so that the chickens can drink that water. Okay, so maybe 5 to 7 days you can administer. You can ensure that in their drinking water you are putting this garlic concoction. So yeah, you can in fact you can mix garlic and aloe vera. Okay, apart from that, you can use what we call charcoal. Okay, so just this normal charcoal that we use for cooking. Okay, make sure that the charcoal that you are using was obtained from wood which was not treated. Okay, so then you can make powder charcoal. So once you achieve the powder charcoal using a mortar or whatever method that you can use, and you can now mix in their feed. Okay, you can use in their feed. So how do you do that? Make sure that the feed is fermented. Watch the other video that we posted earlier about feed fermentation, so that you can know how you can ferment the feed. Okay, so if you are mixing to the dry feed, make sure that you wet the feed a little bit. You wet the feed a little bit, then you can mix with the charcoal if you don't want to ferment the feed. So in terms of how much will be needed to add to your feed, these are natural. They don't have specific dosages or the recommended mixing ratios. Okay, so basically you can use 250 or 200 to 250 or 300 grams of powdered charcoal in 25 to 50 kgs of feed. Okay, so basically that's how you can mix. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.